that I'm connected with. They're not necessarily connected in any other way than we're here today. I'm going to start with Cali Commons and move to RenMind, and then we're going to end with TextyPress, TextyPitch, which is kind of the next big thing for me and also for Brian and Leah. So yeah, that's the deal. So Cali Commons started in 2013. Molly and I bought this place. We bought it originally to basically do performances, make paintings, that sort of thing. We found out pretty quickly, sorry about that we had too much space for just us. So we wanted to find a way to share these resources with other people. We were really interested in things like tiny homes and minimalism. So the idea of creating density in such a small space was really appealing to us. Sharing things like saws and computers and presentation space, was kind of the basic vision initially. And we started having solo and group shows with community artists. It was fairly easy to get people interested in having a show. We didn't ask anything up front. We, I think, took 30% commission at the beginning. We had some really good shows, probably like $1,000 nights for some local small artists, which is a big deal. But we also knew that that wasn't going to cut it as far as like making this place pay for itself. So we did some other experiments too. One of the other things that we were really interested in from the very beginning was collaboration. Molly and I have been painting together since, well, it's about 13 years ago. And we really wanted to encourage other people to collaborate more often. We did simple things like events where families would come together or friend groups and make paintings together. Liz and some of the other folks who ran events here later did things like bath bomb making and paper making and paper mache and origami, stuff like that. And then we started a thing called Uncommon, which basically was each month we'd get together, we'd pair up two artists, they'd compete against each other, and then they would work together to make a painting. So competition and collaboration kind of juxtaposed directly with one another. So last year we officially started what we would call building a team. We wanted to expand beyond our control and start to attract members to drive this forward in lots of creative spaces besides just painting. We brought in some politicians. We brought in lots of different kinds of speakers, lots of different kinds of maker events, and we'd like to build upon that going into this next year. We did tons of presentations, performances, and events. You can see like the variety here. How to Start an Art Biz, that was put on by Laura Mohammed. Laughing with Molly has been pretty much a staple for the last year. Happens the first Sunday of every month. Sarah Gray brought in fire spinners and sort of like acrobat like folks who would take photos and spin fire out in the front here. We did the Uncommon July, which is, again, that collaboration and competition. And the Drink and Draw folks also made a home here from time to time, which is just like a new drawing course. Open sessions cost $8, live models, that sort of thing. We tried to move beyond the full gallery into smaller spaces. So we use that whiteboard there on the back is basically just a wooden board, and we hung a mini show. We'd like to move that into one of these offices going into the next year, allowing people to have small dedicated shows for themselves. We created an installation space, which has now had its third show. The mean shows what's in there right now. But the idea there is that we interact with the public. People can see us from outside. We want to kind of pretend to be like a television, facing the streets, facing people who walk by, try to bring people in. We also use RenMind software to try to communicate more effectively as a group. So if you go to calicommons.net, you can see kind of a roll-up of all the stuff that's happened here over the years. Each person gets their own account. They can say whatever they want to. They build their own email lists. The idea here is that you get to keep control of your contact information as opposed to something like Facebook where it's a little bit more controlled by the central authority. We started working on a coloring book project with a neighborhood guy who would come in here looking for work. And we basically started buying drawings from him every week. Over time, it started to look like a coloring book, and he wanted to sell it for $50. And in my mind, it became a design problem. Like, how could I get somebody to pay $50 for a coloring book? Unfortunately, he passed away in early December, but we hope to finish the coloring book here this spring. We're going to do 11 by 11 as a size, which will fit in these frames that we designed, so folks can get a combination frame and this coloring book where you can rip out pages, put them up on your wall, and sort of interact with them. And we're hoping like that could serve as a model for funding our group, but also individual artists. The idea is 50-50 split. The gallery keeps half. They keep half. We put the bill for publishing, essentially. And moving into this next year, we've been really inspired by this group out of New Mexico called Meow Wolf. And they do these immersive, interactive, psychedelic spaces that people pay money to go through and experience these immersive experiences, which is a combination of technology, art, sound, performance, all in one dense pocket. And we hope to use the downstairs as that space, which can hopefully drive money through the space and engage the community in new ways. And also challenge our members to think about how they can really create experiences that are compelling. If you are interested in Meow Wolf or learning more about them, there's a documentary that's available on their website. It costs about $10 to download it and watch it. Or you can come next week on the 24th. We're going to be hosting a viewing of it from 7 to 9. And we're hoping to do another one in February and maybe even March. So you can learn about how they have grown and self-sustained. They've actually, I think this last year they raised about $60 million to put spaces in Las Vegas, Denver, and I think in 2021 they're going to have a space in DC. And so we're hoping to leverage a little bit of that knowledge to do a really small version of that here. The grand vision is that there are these corner markets that exist all over our city, but also in lots of cities around the state and around the country. If these places can serve as havens for creative energy, to support people who are trying to do things that they think are valuable for their community and beyond, we think it would make it better for all of us if they had a place to work and share those ideas. So that's kind of Cali Commons and what we hope to do over the next year.